The federal appeals court is set to hear arguments today in President Trump's effort to toss out his hush money conviction. The president wants to get the New York case moved from a state court to a federal court, where his legal team could try to have the verdict thrown out through the Supreme Court's presidential immunity decision. Trump was convicted last year of 34 counts of falsifying business records to conceal a hush money payment to adult film star Stormy Daniels. Let's bring in ABC News legal contributor Kim Wehle for more. Kim, they've tried to move this case to federal court before, but were not successful. So what's different this time?
Well, this is now on appeal to the Second Circuit. So the district court judge, the federal judge, said, no, you cannot move this from state court to federal court. And they're now at the higher level court making the argument that the immunity decision last summer converted this state court prosecution into something that's sufficiently federal that a federal judge should now look at it and basically toss it out, because some of the evidence, according to Trump's lawyers, is now protected by the Supreme Court's immunity decision and should not have been before the jury.
This is one of the first major tests of this landmark Supreme Court decision. What kind of precedent could this decision set?
Well, this really is a stretch, Diane, because remember, the hush money payments, this was in the lead up to the election. This is not core activity that took place while Donald Trump was president. However, there were some witnesses, Hope Hicks, there were some postings on his social media that happened. There was checks that were signed from the Oval Office. So I think this is a bit of a stretch. The immunity decision is extraordinarily broad. There aren't many limitations on it. So this could either extend it even beyond just while someone is a sitting president to private acts that took place before he was president, or it could, maybe the Supreme Court would hear something like this and narrow and pull back on the scope of that ruling, now that we're seeing so much extraordinary power being exercised by this particular president, I think, in the wake of that really landmark decision.
All right, ABC News legal contributor Kim Wehle, thank you.